Welcome back to today's video, playing skylines. In today's video, we're going to be building a farm. This will help give us animal products, and then also continuing to expand our service area. But first off, I started with this main road, just stretches all the way over here. We're going to do an insane amount of development along this. This will kind of just be a little, not necessarily highway, but mini highway, if that makes sense. They'll just help connect areas of the city, because I do want to put a little town over there just for like some forestry stuff, probably. Nothing too much, and I also do want to put some sort of forestry industry along this road at some other points too. Well, as long as there's trees there, obviously, and a bunch of them. But I first got to work on what will be our animal farm, so this will just help make animal products. And while this does make pollution, and we will have residents right near it, it doesn't make a ton of pollution, so it isn't a big deal. It don't really leave the actual... Ooh, I'm getting tired. Sorry. Like inside areas of the farm. So it ain't a big deal. And, so all I did was just, I placed down the slider buildings and the milk parlors, and, here comes my cat. But I placed them in. And they do produce pollution, but like I said, it's not much. Well, you shush, Ghost. I put in a little area just for some crop storage. Just will help allow us to store up everything and keep the operation here up and going. And the milk parlors and the slaughterhouse are two most efficient ones in terms of making animal products. So, that's the main reason why I chose those. Also, I think the slaughterhouse honestly looked the best out of all of them, and then probably the milk parlors close to it, compared to the cow barn, I think it's called. But yeah, I filled this little area of concrete. Did want to try and do that just so this way gave access to the side of the building there. And I did just put a fence around here. I didn't put a fence in the front near the parking lot just because of how it sits up against the main road here. But I did just put a fence around the entire back half and sides of the complex. Alrighty, so now I got to work on our residential part of this episode. So I pretty much just made a side street, put some residential on that, but it's main road I put a mix of residential and commercial on this side. It's mostly residential, but I did put in a couple bits of commercial in. Isn't anything too crazy, but yeah. And then I just pretty much filled in this entire area here with residential. And I realized that we don't have any schools over in this part of the city, so I just put in an elementary school. I will put in a high school a bit later on. Found a spot for it. I didn't really want it over here. I wanted it a bit more centralized over near the rest of the residents. Probably figure out some other place for another elementary school over near them, because this one's really far from everyone, but that's something we'll figure out in the future. For now, this will be for the entire area. And then, just connected a rail line back up, which I did end up just moving that entire cargo station down and putting in what will be more of a finalized bit of the, cargo line. And the only reason why I'm not going to put it right in front, right near this, farm here, even though this will be pretty much the only industry over here, is that I do want to put another big farm in here, maybe a little bit further down this main road here. And also I will probably end up continuing the train line on down to connect in with some sort of forestry in the street, or I might just leave it as is. I don't know entirely yet, but what I mean as is, just like over near the farm here, but I don't know yet. I put in some more homes, and then I've started to fill in our grid, or at least do the outline for what will be our grid system down near the water here. And so I just fixed up the terrain, made it look all nice, and just made it to where the slopes weren't as steep. And then this is where I put in our high school here, and then I added in a bunch of parking for it, and continued adding in more residential. Alrighty, and then I added in these bus lines here. These will just help connect in our areas. And I did forget that our cruise terminal down there is a bus hub too. So I did just connect that up, which now that I think about it, I honestly might move those bus line hub stops down to there, because it's not much more further, and it's more of a better place for a hub compared to that monorail station, and it still has monorail access. It's just one more stop down the line, which is basically no amount of time extra to the riders. But I then put in some child and elder care buildings. Also put it in a road crossing here. Just figured I might as well put it in because we haven't had one for a good little bit. And you need to have a good amount of connections crossing it. Not as much as you would have without it, but you still need to keep that up and running. But then I also put in a nice little road along the water here. I didn't actually do anything with this. I didn't clean up the terrain. That will be something we'll do in the future episode. But like I said, I cleaned up the terrain, made it to where it was more of a nice slope and more of a beachy front to it. And I also cleaned up the other side of it too, so this way it isn't looking too horrible. And this was about the last thing that I did, and that is just put in some more fishing harbors. Like I said, when we put in the original ones, I was going to put in a bunch more, and well, this isn't entirely a bunch. I do want to still put some more down near the others. This will kind of just be a little bit just to help finish off this harbor over here, and I'll probably put in some more as we finish off this waterfront area. But for now, this is what it is. I do want to eventually have this entire bay here just completely filled up with boats going around, fishing, doing whatever. Cruise ships, don't really matter. Ferries, like I said, don't matter to me. As long as it's a boat, it's fine, I guess. And I did want to just continue to quarry up the side here just to help clean up the edge here. And I mean, I would say it did a pretty good job of that. Clean up the side of the road there. And yeah. I did then put in our fishing lines. These aren't quite optimized, which I don't really care. I just wanted to kind of do them to where I could fill up the bay as much as I could. And yeah. And then what I did then do is make sure they had power, obviously. That's pretty useful for them to have that. But yeah. Now I did just kind of finish off our cruise terminal by putting in that bits of power stuff, and then I just put it in water pipes, made sure everything was up and running, everyone's happy, get into the terrain a bit more, and then add in where some more residential will go in, and that will be in by the next episode. But yeah, that is about it. I claimed the power line here, but here's Fun Prog. Do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe. Do hope to see you next one. Bye.